So go to the chat and type in, where do you want to be? Green? Yeah, please be. I hope that everyone in here, the reason why you are here because you're in the green zone. That you want to improve yourself, you want to know what can you learn, whether it's related or not related, it's not really a big issue. New knowledge is always good. Just keep improving yourself. If whatever you're going to go through with me can help you improve, that is something I want you to have. Right. So please make sure that if you have been sitting idle for the past 2 months in the red zone, I hope you start to move to the green.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who still have your microphone on, I hope you can mute yourself unless you want to say something. Huh? Right, I think most of you put here green, green, green. Huh? Okay. Now it's 10:03 now. Let me just begin. So let's ponder. Okay, everyone, let's ponder. Huh? Let's find out. Okay. How many of you here feels that Excel is very difficult to use? Right? You can unmute or you can just go to the chat. If it's you, just put there me. Right? Just put there. How many of you here thinks? Ouch. Can you go to the chat? Just answering. A lot of people out there feels that Excel. Now I'm trying to mute some of you, but it seems that it doesn't really help. I think can you please tell your friends if that's your friend to mute. Like I said, I'm trying on my best to mute everyone, but it seems that they keep coming back. We have a baby very eager to learn. Huh? All right, let's come back to my screen. How many of you here feels that Excel is very difficult to use? So I hope that after this session, I can clear this. I want you to know that Excel, whatever I'm going to show you here is nothing you do not know. Actually, you knew it. It's just that you have no idea that you can use it that way and vice versa. So we'll try my best to give you some easy note here. So if you feel that it has been very difficult for you, I have a solution for you. So now the next question I'm going to ask you, how many of you want to see how easy it can be? So if yes, just go to the chat and put there yes. Huh? Okay, good. Wow. Now, I just hope that this will get you excited about what Excel can actually do and how easy they can be used. Huh? Now there are nothing so great. It's just something that you already know. Now we're going to make it even better. That's it. Huh? So what are the topic that I'm going to discuss with you for this 1 hour? Number one, you're going to create or complete a quarterly and a yearly report in seconds. Okay, so there are a few things that I'm going to talk about here, which is called the insert column and row. And then how are you going to go to those cells and just put in the sum? You will notice that it's actually going to be done in just a few seconds. It's not going to be too long. It's just only a few seconds kind of a trick. Okay, but pay close attention to what I'm doing, what I click, and how it can be done. I am not going to do it very fast. I'm just going to do it very slowly, but it's still going to be a few seconds, right? Now, the second item that I have in my list here is I want to compare two lists. So this situation is when someone gave you list number one and gave you list number two. Then what happened now is that they want to ask you, in list number one, some of this item is not in list number two. Can you find out what are they? Which one is not in list number two? Or the other way around, some are them in list number two, not in list number one. So how can you actually find this in just a few minutes or few seconds? We'll see how it goes. Some of the things that I'm going to introduce to you are called name range. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about is the Vlookup and also the if logic. We're going to look into that issue. Then more we're going to put together some data by using copy and paste. Now, this is something that you already know how to do. Then we're going to put together some of the information given to you, which is very, very messy. And you're going to put it together in a very, very fast way, right? And lastly, you're going to put some summary at your fingertips. So you just have to type what you want, done. You get what you need. So formula can help you extract the information. No more filtering, no more sorting and whatnot. Right? We're just going to type in what we want to know, and Excel will get the summary for you. Right, then I will end the session with a little bit of Q&A and some closing at the end. Right, so let me just unshare first. I'm going to do something here. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in Excel. A second. Let me get my files ready. Right now, you are looking at this particular Excel file where you have a January to December ready-made with all the quarterly report. This is a complete product, a complete product. And what I'm going to show you is how do you get all this total that is in red color and this total which is in the green color row here very quickly. Now, usually you will not prepare the quarterly report or whatsoever that is in the report. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a raw information that you are seeing now. You will probably prepare it in branch A. This is the product 1, 2, 3, and these are the January to December value. Now, I'm going to get this data and turn it into something like this in just a few seconds, right? So let me show you how I'm going to do this particular demo. But first thing first, I need to show you how things are done. I'm going to insert a row in between every 3 months, like January, February, March. I'll need to insert a row so that it will give me a space for the quarter one. Then April, May, June, another empty column for me to put in the quarter two and so on. So this is what I'm going to do. I know that I need to add another column before April. So I'm going to highlight April because every time when you want to insert a column, it will be inserted onto the left. I repeat, they will be inserted into the left. So now I have April, May, June. Then I need to highlight July. Then July, August, September. I have to highlight October. Then October, November, December. Then I have to highlight this grand total here. So I'm going to insert a row, okay, before each of the selected column. So by right, this is what we do. Insert column, right? But you can always press Control Shift Plus, but I'm just going to use this one. Click. There you go. I have already insert a column after every 3 months. Okay. I can do the same here. I will highlight this B here. Let me just make it a little smaller. B. Now, why I'm doing this? Because every time if I insert a row, it will be one row above. So I'm just going to do this. I hold down my Control and I highlight this. Okay, highlight this, and I go to Insert Row. Come, done. So there will be an empty row in between already. Okay, so now here's the magic. Now, if I'm doing this slowly, I can always undo this later and show you how fast it can be done. But no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to have something like Q1, Q2, Q3. I'll fix that later. But I want to show you, I need to have a quarterly report here. Quarterly total here. But I only need the total in those cells which are empty, not on the cell which has already number. So I will need to do this. Go to Find and Select. Go to Special. Then I'll click Blank. Now what I'm doing here is I want Excel to change my selection now to only the cell which is blank. Okay. There you go. It's now only at the blank cell.
Okay.
Watch this carefully. Watch this carefully. If I click the Sum button. Okay. Now don't blink your eye. It's going to happen so fast that you will miss it. So all I need to do is just click the Sum button. Done. I'm done. I don't have to write the formula one at a time. All right. So go to the chat and tell me, do you like what you just see? You know? Just type there like. Yeah. Something like this can be really easy to be done, right? So I'm going to undo. I'm going to repeat this one more time for the benefit of those of you who may have blinked your eyes. I'm just going to undo a couple of times. Okay, so I come back to this. Now watch carefully again. I highlight the April. Why I highlight the April? Because I need to insert a row before. So I highlight this again. July, October, and grand total. I need to insert a row to the left. It's always to the left. So if I press Control Shift and plus, okay, I can get this dialog box. I just click the to the right. Shift the cell that I highlighted to the right. You'll do that. So it's always inserted to the left. Okay, so that's what happened. I'm going to do this one more time. Highlight this, right, all the way down here. Okay, let me just go down a little bit. This one, this one. So Control Shift plus, and I want them to shift down, so they go down. Right, so I'm done. All I need to do is highlight the area that I wish to highlight. Now, a lot of people do this. Highlight, highlight, highlight. No, don't do that. You can just do this very quickly. Just highlight the entire range. Then you just go to Special. Then choose Blank. There you go. Now, maybe before I click the auto sum, I would like to make this red color. I want to make the text in red color. I want to make it bold. You notice that there's nothing in here, but it has been formatted to red and bold. So now I click the auto sum. It's done for me. So that's how fast it can be. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to get a yearly report. So I highlighted everything. Again, I repeat the same step. Go to Special, Blank, OK, and I click Sum. There you go. Now, tell me if you are one of them who do this. You go to this formula, you put that equals to this cell, then you put plus, then you click this cell, then you put plus, you put this cell, then you plus, then you click the last item there in the cell here. So you press enter, you get the answer. Now, you don't really need to do that. Okay, you don't really need to do that. When you click the auto sum, they will automatically just get the total of that particular cell for you. Right? So let me just prove it to you. I delete this. This is empty now. I just click auto sum. They will automatically just go to the one that is the total and they will just add it up for you. Right? So that's how fast it can be done. Right? So you don't have to do it manually yourself. Just rely on this auto sum button. Okay, so this is my first trick for you to see. I hope you learn something from there and make it really fast. So the go to special blank help us when our data is really big, long and big. So you highlight the entire thing, you don't care how big they are. Just highlight and then tell them, please go to the blank cell and do something about it. Okay, so that's one of the tricks I want to show it to you. Now the next trick, if you are ready, I want to show you is how do you compare table A and table B. So first thing I need to do now is I need to clarify a few information here. On the left, I have a blue color table and on the right, I have the green color table. Now, if you look at the table, basically they look very alike. They look the same in fact. So what is happening on the left now, on the left is, let's just say I'm paying salary to my employee for the month of January. And this is the month I'm paying for, February. Okay, so I want to know who resigned from the company. Now, this is because some of these names in January, they are not in the February. So when their names are not in the February, it's most probably they are no longer working for the company. So I want to know who are the people that has already resigned. So your boss may ask you, maybe your name is Siti. So Siti, who has resigned? So you look at your boss point blank. Okay, let me find out. So then what you do is you print out the first paper, you put out the second paper, then you check who resigned. So because you are only given these two tables, and most of the people would actually use a highlighter, highlight that particular row if they found out. Now, please don't do that. We can complete this task in just a few minutes. All right, a little bit of formula involved, but once you understand the functionality of the formula, then it will work. Now I'm going to make this formula a little bit easier for us because in reality, the two tables don't sit next to each other like this. The first table and the second table will be sitting in two different files, maybe, or two different worksheets. Now I'm having it next to each other. So I'm going to click on my first table. I select A, I control A, select all. This will select you the last item. Okay, they won't select the whole worksheet, just this table. Now, if you look carefully in this area is called name box. So I'm going to click inside this name box. I'm going to call this January. I type in the month, January, press enter. I can name it Kelvin if I want to, right? Then I can click in the second table, Control A. I'm going to name this one as February. A-R-Y, February. So now I have a table called January. I have a table called February. So if you look at the January and February table, both of them starts with employee ID. And this is the unique value for each of the record here.
I think my Excel is the best thing at the moment to do it.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
All I can share at the moment. Okay, thank you, sir. So, apa yang Cik kita share our
Mute everybody at the same time because I've been trying that and it seems that this feature is not working. Can somebody help me on this? I mean, I've been trying to mute everybody, but it seems that it's not working. This is because this person who come in using the phone. idea who is the one that's talking?
It's somebody called M.
M.
Whoever's name is called M.
But M is mute, no? Oh, finally he mute. Okay, never mind. I think I'm unable to control those people who are on a mobile phone. If you are on the laptop, then I will be able to mute you.
The TM36597.
I'm so sorry about the disturbance. All right, thousand apology. Okay, now what I have done here is I gone to this particular table on the left. I call it January, and I call this one as February. Now, do you realize something? I don't really need to know how big this table is, but if I need to know, this is actually the January is actually from A1 to F89. But I don't really need to know that now because I already named this table January. So I already named this table February. This is what I'm going to do. A formula that can help me compare the two tables. So the formula that I'm talking about is called Vlookup. Okay, Vlookup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check one by one. Is this GW29 is inside February? I want to check if GW29 is inside the table called February. You notice that I don't really need to tell them that it's J something to O something. I just type February. And if I need to know who are they, who is still active working, I can actually choose number 2. Number 2 in this case means the second column in this table, which is the first name. Now then, they ask you, do you want to match these two information, GW29 and GW29 on the left and the right? Exact match? Yes, I'm going to use exact match. So I'm going to use false in this case. Now, if I press enter now, I will get Sarah on my cell column G. Now, if I copy this down, those people, those employee who are not in February will be getting this error message. So this is the error message that we are looking for. Whenever we see an error message, means this person is no longer working in this company. So I'm just explaining to you how the theory goes. What are we doing? We are looking for an error. But of course, you are not going to tell, hey, Mr. Boss, in this report, you look at the error. The error means the person left. Do you know what will happen to you when it comes to March? Your name will be NA, right? Take my word for it. You do not want your boss to look at NA as a report. So what you do now, we are going to put in here is error. Is error. So I'm going to change this answer, the word Sarah just now, into a true or false. I put an is error, so it says there false. I'm not interested to show whether the person is still active or there's an error. I just want to switch my information, become true or false. True means VLOOKUP cannot find, therefore it will say true. False means says, okay, I can find, it's not an error. So how can I make use of this information? I'm going to add another item here called if. This is my logical test. So I say if VLOOKUP is an error, then I'll put in here resign. Otherwise, I'll just leave it empty. So in every if logic function, there is a test. So this is where I'm asking Excel, is this an error? If it's a yes, then put the word resigned. If it's a no, just leave it empty. So all I need to do is now I have this word resign instead of NA. So this is what I will present to my boss, not NA. Okay, so if I don't have to explain to you and I know how to write this formula, I can do this in just minutes or maybe seconds. So all I need to do is just write the formula. So I give you another example. If the person on the left here, February, they are paid their salary, but we never seen some of this name before in January. Obviously, they are the new stuff. So if I don't have to explain to you, I just put there if is I will do this very quickly. So I don't do that VLOOKUP. So I'm going to tell them use the employee number and check inside January, right? Show me the name and give me a false. So if this is true, comma, you tell them new stuff. Otherwise, just leave it empty. So I'm writing this formula in record fast at enter. There's nothing in here. So if I just have to copy this down, I will know that Terry Binga is the new stuff. Okay, so you don't have to print this out, prepare your highlighter and a ruler, match them and highlight, match them and highlight. So that will take you like hours before you can complete. And this is very much prone to mistake. So I hope you will not do this kind of mistake. Huh? VLOOKUP won't do that kind of mistake unless the employee ID is different. However, usually if you export this out from your system, it won't be a problem. Okay, so just to share with you, if you go to your chat, okay, let me just go up to the top. For those of you who wants to try this out after the session, for those of you who want to try this out after the session, you can actually look at the chat. Okay, I put up a link here. You can download from that link, and the files that you are looking on the screen just now, you can follow that. Okay, the video recording will be there. You can follow through the video recording again later and do the step by step accordingly. Right, so that's what I can let you practice. Right. Okay, let me look at the question. So we have something here says, how do we file January and February? Don't understand that question. Um, who is this? Shuyi. Shuyi, um, can you explain your question? Unmute and explain your question.
Oh, just now you say you no need to put the file from which column to which column. Then you just replace it with January and February.
Yes, I did.
Then how can I guide the Excel that that part is actually January and that part is actually
Oh, like I said at the start, I click that table, I highlight them. Right. In this case now is with the column G lah. So I just select it manually now. Earlier, I was doing this. I highlighted this without the column G. So you see, when you are doing this manually, it's going to take you some time because if your table is really huge. After you have highlighted that area, you just go to this area up here called name box. Click it in there, just give a name to it. That's all you can do. Right? Don't worry. Right? Then you can do the same to this. Right? So you can do the same to this. You just select them. Right? So you have highlighted the table. Just go to the name box and give them a February. That's all. Now, it can be from a different worksheet. It doesn't matter. As long as they are in the same workbook, they can recognize the name. Okay. I'm just going to do to the next demonstration here. This one is going to be very, very fast. So let's take a look at my screen. Let me scroll it to the left. Now, there are two things that I'm going to do here. If you look carefully, I have a very simple table of 3 products and 12 months. Now, they are already with some value in here. Though this is a report that has been done and you submitted this report. All of a sudden, within your company, someone says, can you just add 100,000 into each of the value here? We miss out 100,000 for each of the month for these 4 products. So how can I just like, oh no, I've done this. Do I need to type this all over again? The answer is no. We're going to do something that you are already very, very good at. It's called copy and paste. So I'm just going to select that 100,000, make a copy. Then I will highlight the entire session of the value that I want to add on to it. Now I want to use paste, but of course, you know very well if you just click paste, whatever value that I highlighted will be replaced with 100,000. Now that's not what I want to do. I want to add another 100,000 to this existing value. So I'm going to I'm not going to paste, but I'm going to go to the paste button, drop down. The last item here called paste special. Now, this is not something new to everyone. Everyone may have seen this before, but many people don't really pay attention to the second area in the paste special. They are always defaulted to none. That's why every time when you copy and paste, they will just replace it. My intention here is to add another 100,000. So I just click add. There you go. It's all added with 100,000. In this case, no formula involved, but it has been added via the copy and paste. Right? So, do you like what you just see? See, it's all in seconds. Huh? We don't really need to work so hard. So, what do you think of this feature? Go to the chat and let me know if you like it. Yeah. So there are times where we don't really want to have so many formulas. If you're going to write a formula, it's going to take you like very, very long, and you're going to have another spreadsheet next to it just to add up the 100,000. No, that's not what we want. We don't want to waste that kind of time, right? Now, another thing that I want to give another example here is that after you have added the 100,000, all these are in USD, see? Assuming that the value data 1 is in USD, so we are about to convert them into Ringgit Malaysia. So I'm just saying that the Ringgit Malaysia exchange rate now is 4.5. So you see that my G2 is 4.5. So in order to convert all this value into Ringgit Malaysia, each and every number here need to multiply with 4.5. So now it's different. I don't use add, I use multiply. So I click the 4.5, copy it. So this is what I copy, the 4.5. I highlight the same range again. Then when I go to my paste special, I just have to choose multiply instead. Right? Multiply. Look at the value. This one, it has been converted into Ringgit Malaysia. No extra worksheet, no extra spreadsheet report needed. Just copy, paste. Okay, that's really cool. Right? All right, someone here asks, Rose says, how to select 100,000 and highlight data from January. No, it's two separate. It's two separate thing that we do. Now let's just say I want to add another 100. I want to remove 100,000 here. I click on this. I make a copy. That's it. After I made a copy, then I highlight. It's not together. It's not together. So what you do is you can download the file that I've given to you. You give it a try. So first thing you need to do is copy. You can only paste after you made a copy. So now let's just say I want to remove 100,000 from each of the number here. I go to the paste special. Now after highlighting the area that I want to be affected, paste special, now I will do subtract. So if you look at the first one, it's 593. When I click OK, it's 493. So yeah. So go for it. This is a very cool feature, but it's unsung hero here. Nobody actually experimented it until you are being told. You go back and give it a try. It's always first step, make a copy. Then decide where do you want those areas to be affected. Then you just apply the go to special, go to, and click on the operation, whether you want plus, minus, multiply, or divide. So it's very, very easy. Right? Okay, now another trick that I want to show you in this copy and paste. I hope you will like this as well. This is very, very painful exercise for many of us, especially when you have completed this like in a week, you finally finish this product and this particular simple report. It takes you that long because the numbers are coming from all over the place. Now, you submit this report. Imagine this. Imagine. You submitted the report, then you send it to your boss. The feedback from your boss is you have created the report the other way around. What I want you to give me is the product on the left, the months at the top. All right. So you have given me something the other way around. Can you please redo this and send it to me as soon as possible? Wow. So you, in your back, in your mind, say, oh no, I have to do this by copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste one by one. No, you don't have to. Okay, so what you need to do now is you can select the entire table. Okay, the title left on the left, the title on the right, with all the grand total, everything you highlighted, you just make a copy. So you can't paste unless you copy. Make sense? So I made a copy of this table. So I go to the green color arrow below here. Now I can't paste it back to the same place. So I have to put it into another area first. So I put it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to the paste special. Then I just click transpose. So this is the feature that you will be using called transpose. So when I hit OK, magic, it's done. So all I need to do is just make sure I highlight all this, double click it to fit onto the screen. You notice that um, the columns, are now the row now are the columns. Okay, so you can pretend that you are going to be very busy for another hour, then before you submit this to your boss. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you don't have to work so hard, copy paste the whole evening just overtime to do this. No, you can perform the entire thing just by copy and paste in just a few seconds. Then try and make the formatting look nice after that. Some of them need to be bold, some of them need to be colored. That's where you go. Right? Yeah, you can do that. So Winnie, is there a shortcut to change uh, all the negative value to the table to positive? There is a way to do that, right? It's also using the transform earlier, right? The operation. Okay. I'll take that to the site later. Transport. Didn't know transporter. Yeah, they exist. They exist. It's just that these are all the heroes that has never been popularized, lah. Okay, now a little bit of formula that I want to create here before I go to the end. Now another exercise here, which I think is going to take you like hours before you can complete. Now I only have a few names here, so it's quite fast. So tell me in the chat, if I want you to put Amila Carpenter into one cell like a full name, normally how do you do this? Can you go to the chat? Give me some idea. How do you do this? Copy and paste? Very good. Yeah. Um, I think I have enough of copy and paste for now. Yeah. Oh, some of you know the formula. Very good. Now, I'm using Office 365. I'm using Office 365, and some of you may be using Office 2013, 2016, or 2019. Now, okay, let me follow some of the formulas that's been given in the group chat. Very good. So some of you suggested that we use a formula like this. And then you put a ampersand symbol, then you put a space, put an ampersand symbol, then you use this. Okay, you got it. Some of you suggested concatenate. So I'm going to do exactly what you suggested. Concatenate. You go to the even, and you put a comma, a space, then followed by your. That's awesome, right? You can do this. Right now, this is what I want to show you. I'm going to just type. I'm just going to just type in. So I'm going to type here Amila Carpenter. Then you must be thinking, what is this, Kelvin? Show me how to type. Now I have typed the first name, the first row, Amila Carpenter. Now the moment I press enter earlier, what Excel is doing is they are trying to study how I actually type in the word Amila Carpenter. Where is this Amila? Where is this Carpenter? What did I put in between them? And then when I try to type the second name, Even York, you see, I just type E. They have given me some suggestion. So I just press enter. I'm done. Cool, right? I don't even need to actually, oh my God, what's the formula? Now I don't need that. Okay, I can do that provided you are using a version 2013 and above. The best is you are subscribed to Office 365 or 2016. Don't worry, I'm not affiliated to Microsoft. I'm just a Microsoft certified trainer. I don't sell them, but if you wish to get this kind of cool feature, go to the shop and start getting one, or go online store and get it one. Now, this is also another thing that is going to take you like hours before you can complete. I need to separate this into two. So I'm going to remove this one now, which means the first name is Amila, the last name is Carpenter. So I'm going to put here Amila. So now Excel started to think, hey, where did you get this Amila? All right, so I'm going to put there E. Wow, I'm done. Okay, so now I put here Carpenter. Then I put here Y. Again, they suggested it correctly for me. Pop, I'm getting it. Okay, so you have to work a little bit faster and smarter in this kind of situation. Yes, all right. So I'm just going to go through very quickly with you. Now, the next two topics that I'm going to talk to you here is that now this one, I have no shortcut to help you, but you need to work on it because the shortcut that I'm showing you are very much related to the spelling. It's not so much coming from the font casing where there's capital letter, small letter. No, they are not bothered about that. Excel, most of the feature are not case sensitive. So now, this is what we normally get. If we download data from the system, if we download some data from the system, they are often giving us everything in capital letter. I'm not too sure about the newer one, but the older system that you have, whenever you download your report, they all appear in capital letter. What I want to have is only the first alphabet of every word capitalized. So I'm going to use this proper, and I point to the cell which I need to change it to a proper case. There you go, just that. Double click and done. Right, so that's not too difficult to seriously, right? It's just awesome. Yeah, these features are really quick and fast. Now, I'm going to move on. The video is being recorded. If you are going to watch this as a replay, why not? Huh? Now, I'm going to go through the next one here. This is also a very common problem that we face, where when we copy this information from a PDF, from your website, can be from your Word document, can be from your PowerPoint slides. You bring it over into your Excel, then you get all this additional space before. We call it the trailing, right? The ending and the middle, the center. They are all additional space. You look at here, there's some space in front, middle, and somewhere at the back, they do have the space as well. So all you need to do in this case is you use this, just like all of us, during this MCO, we are unable to go to our hairstylist or the barber. So what we do, we have to trim our hair ourselves. So now we have some additional spaces there. So we're going to do this. Right? We're going to do trim. It's done. So please don't do this when your boss say, hey, can you just clean it up? And then please don't do this. Double click, highlight, delete, then delete, then go to the back here, highlight, delete. Don't do that, please. Don't do that. You are going to make a lot of mistakes. So once you get the first one, trim, you're done. Okay, so this is really, really cool features which I'm sharing within this 1 hour. Right, so that's what I intend to do. Okay, now I'm going to move on a little bit. I'm going to give you a quiz later. I'm going to try to keep the time in 1 hour. Now, the last exercise that I want you all to do together and then look at it, how I do it is, I want to know what is the total revenue, okay, based on the criteria that I've set. Now, if I don't set in any criteria, I didn't want to put any manager, then I want to know what is the grand total. Now, then you must be wondering, there's no number. How am I going to get this thing done? So the number is actually in my next worksheet down here, sales data. So I have managers name called Chris, Erin, Sam, William. I have segment called consumer, corporate, and small business. So I'm just going to make you focus on these two, right? These two. Then we're going to work around it. Now, what is it that we want to find out? What is the sales amount? Now, conventionally, I believe most of you will do this like you're going to filter this and highlight and read what is down here, the total, that kind of work. Now, no, I'm not going to do that. Now, for your information, what I have done here is I have already give a name. So this table, okay, this table, oh no, I haven't given a name. Let me just see. Oh, I haven't given a name. So I highlighted this. This is called sales data. Then I'm going to give you a name. So I'm going to call this one SD for sales data underscore table. So I'm going to call this SD table. Okay. Now, because in that formula, I need to tell them where is my database. So this is called SD table. Then the second thing that I need to inform in the formula is what is it that you are going to sum? Oh, I want to sum the title here. Is it just the title? Huh? I click in G1. This is just the cell G1, not the entire column, just the cell title here. So I'm going to call this column, this particular cell G1, I'm going to call it as amount. Sorry, I should put there SD underscore amount. Now, I just want to make it SD because I want to make sure that we are looking at the correct one. Now, the next thing that I want to look at here now is to write the formula. Okay, so the formula that I'm going to introduce here is called dsum. Okay, dsum. Nope, not dim sum. It's dsum. Okay, no dim sum. Yeah, no dim sum. Dim sum. Okay, now it's puasa time. Let's not talk about food. It's called database sum, dsum. If you look carefully here, okay, if you look carefully here, what they want is three argument in this particular formula. So it says there, database. So my database, I'm going to put that SD table, okay, comma. Then from that table, they want you to tell them which column do you want to sum. Remember, we put that SD amount, okay, comma. Then the last item here is the criteria. I told you that we are going to total up based on this criteria at the top. So I'm going to highlight this. Okay, now I do not have any criteria at the moment, so it's blank. When it's blank, when I press enter, okay, now I have to lock it first. I have to lock it first. Enter. There you go. This is the formula. Now, if I didn't name this, I need to use the reference. So let me change my formula a bit. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to call this one SD underscore condition. Oops. ONDITION conditions. All right, enter. So I'm going to rewrite my formula to the particular last item here, the criteria. I'm going to put that SD, and I'm choose conditions. So my formula now is very, very English. Table, amount, conditions. All right, so now I already know what is the total. Now your boss give you a call. Hello, Kelvin, can you tell me how much does William make so far? Okay, so I put that William. So Liam, William. William is 180,459.90 cents. So how long did you take to find out how much did William make for that particular time? Then, oh, that is for overall, right? What about for small business? Okay, then I put here small business. It's only 43,265 and 13 cents. Look at that. That is what I meant just now. Information at your fingertip. So if this formula is going to help you, prepare a screen like this, and you know your boss is going to catch you anytime. So you just prepare this, right? So you just type in the condition according to what he requests, then you do it, right? So all this title that you see here is basically is coming from the same title up here. All you need to do is just copy and paste those title which you think your boss is going to ask you. Right? So just prepare them. Just prepare that particular title on top. Just type a criteria below. That's it. Right? Now I'm going to do it for the rest. I'm going to copy this down. Now when I copy it down, they are all dsum, 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 dsum. So for total, we use sum. What about average? What do we use? We will use, okay, the formula here, d average. Okay, we're going to d average. Then we're going to use, now we want to know what is the highest sales recorded so far. So we go to d max. No, this is not a car. This is the function. It's called d maximum, database maximum. Maximum means the highest. Then we have this thing called d min. You notice that it's just a common function like sum, average, max, min, but with a d in front, it's a database function. If not, I need to know what is the total number of invoices based on the criteria. So I need them to count. So I'm going to put here D count. So these are all of functions that you can use. So now your boss call you again. Okay, they say, Kelvin, can you tell me for Sam, how many invoice is more than 1,000? All right, so you put there Sam. Then you put here greater than 1,000. Sorry, sir, none. There's no. They say, oh, what about 500? Okay, greater than 500. Still none. Why? Any idea? So it doesn't work in that case, right? So you see, now if you ask how many record comes from Sam and consumer, I will be able to see how many. I can see which category as well, right? Okay, there's something wrong here. Is it? Oh, I know why. Why this greater than 1,000 didn't work? It's because the title is different. If you look at this title, it's called sales amount. So I'm going to copy this title. Yeah, I forgot I need to show you this. And I paste it here. Now you know. Okay, for Sam, how many record is more than 1,000 sales? Or there are 36. You can give this information to your boss in a snap. That's how powerful this particular feature is. Right? So these are some of the things that I want to share with you in this session. Um, we have a lot of things to share actually. However, because this is just a 1 hour webinar, I want to make sure that everybody get the best out of it. So I just show you some of the cool feature which I personally think they are very good. Now, everyone, I'm going to do a quiz with you really quick. I have about 5 minutes to go. I need you to bring out your handphone, or if you have a laptop, that will be great. Now I'm going to share a screen now. Give me a second. Okay. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Okay. Now, if you look at my screen, I want you to go to this website called menti.com using your phone. Or if you have a laptop next to you, use your laptop. Go to this www.menti.com or just type menti.com. Join presentation. When the search appear, you just click on join presentation, then type in the code. The code is 829393. Yeah, I can see people coming in already. Very good. So please go to menti.com, use the code 829393. Yep. I'll wait for you. I'll give you another maybe 30 seconds to come in. Now, how are you going to do this test or this quiz is that you have to answer the question correctly, of course, right? But answer it correctly is not the only criteria here. You need to answer it correctly and the fastest. If you answer very fast and correct, you get the highest mark. But if you are going to get the wrong answer but you are the fastest, you got no points. All right? So I'm going to close the quiz in 5, 4, 3. If you can come in, please come in. 2, 1. So I'm going to start the quiz now. So look at your phone and answer. There are 5 questions only. Okay, look at your phone. Time's up. Okay. Now, 19 of you got it right. It say if you are insert a column cannot be the top. Column is always on the left. Remember, I keep emphasizing that when you insert it to the left. So congratulations to 19 of you. Let's see who is the fastest. Huh? Now, at the one time, they will only show 10 participants that get the highest mark. All right, Dash, congratulations. You are 972 points. And you can catch up anytime. Joe, Tiger Baby, I don't know who is that Tiger Baby. All of you are very close. Actually, all of you are very close. Okay, let's go to the next question. Huh? You have 5 seconds left. Okay, good. Haha. Now, you can't choose all. All means everything. Right? You go to the special, you just want to go to the empty cell if arrange. So, the answer is blank. Huh? Let's see who is in the leader now. Whoa. Oh, Dash. No. Anand, you are the fastest. Okay. But not fast enough. The point didn't go above Dash. Huh? Right. So the next question. Now that's question number 2. This is number 3. We have 3 more to go. Let's do this quickly. Right. What do you think is the answer? Yes, transpose. Huh? Transpose. Okay, let's see who is the winner. Anand, you drop. Or Dash, you are consistent. Huh? All the questions you are very fast. Okay, let's stay next. There's so many questions I want to ask, but I just want to ask some simple one. 5 seconds to go. All right. There's no such function called remove space. It's called trim. All right. So 23 of you. Wow, this is going to be very kanchong already. All right. Still, the fastest is Hui, but still not good enough. Now the last question. Okay, are you ready? Actually, all the answer is correct. The last question is just a giveaway. I just want everybody to get some marks, right? So let's see who's the fastest among the 24 of you. All of you, actually. Look like Dash, you are still the champion, huh? Okay, congratulations, Dash. All right. Now, let me just conclude our class today. Where's my PowerPoint slides? Now, this is where you can contact me, my phone number, my email address, and you can screenshot this. Now, what I need you to do is go to this tinyurl.com Kelvin feedback and click on that. Give me some feedback on this particular webinar and submit them. Okay, please help me to improve by giving that. Now, for those of you who are going to join another meeting, you can go to our VL Festival. So our VL Festival, we have lots and lots of webinars that we are going to do in these 2 weeks. There are 40 of us taking turn to do this. All right, so maybe you would like to jump on to the next one Davidson. Davidson is going to talk about how to do professional business writing. So I'll see you there. I'm going to join him soon. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's quickly jump to the next webinar. Right? Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Annie.